table. As far as home games, they'd be the second team to do that. Houston with the ball. Talking to a couple of players and Coach Huey yesterday, but the players today saying, we've got nothing to lose tonight. The pressure is off us.
And when we talked to Coach Huey, he's saying that he feels like that's making his players play better because they don't have the stress and, to play, not play well, but just really perform because they know the circumstances.
Well, TCU has shot the ball extremely well this season. They have shot better than 40%, all but 2 games. That was South Carolina and Oklahoma State. Here is the Big 12 Player of the Week, Haley Van Lith. Agnes Emanopu got it right back and then lost it. Houston, it'll be a very scrappy team tonight. One thing that Coach Huey said, I'm so proud of these players. They have been resilient, and they give 40 minutes of effort every game.
And, their record is not good, this season, but that's not how their fight shows up on the court. So TCU's got to take care of business.
Layla Blair taking the first shot, wasn't able to get it. We'll go the other way with it. Of course, TCU coming off that impressive 71-50 win over West Virginia. And Gigi Cook looks over at Coach Huey and says, I think I screwed up on the switch on that.
And you can't do that against the dynamic scorer and shooter that Madison Connor is.
And Houston coming off a tough overtime loss to Arizona, 74-72, and they turn it over. Into the hands of Donovan Hunter, has the easy layup. Hunter making her 3rd consecutive start tonight.
And for the Cougars, they average about 14.7 turnovers per game. But one thing you don't want to do against TCU is have those high ball turnovers because they're going to get out in transition.
Well, Coach Huey telling us yesterday they've got to shoot 40% or better, and it's a must. They have 4 players in double figures in order to get the win. It was tipped, so Blair's got it, but there's 6 on the shot clock. Dangerous pass deep in the corner. Lily Love turnaround, no. Houston 0 for 2 shooting so far here in the early going. One of the things you won't see a lot of teams have done is doubling up on Van Lith and also on Prince because of foul problems as Sedona Prince takes advantage of the one-on-one.
And the reason for that is because you need bodies to be able to send those traps and, like you said, for the foul trouble. So TCU is going to have to pick apart the defense that Houston's going to throw up. A player that she is, she knocks those down. And so it's going to be a pick your poison like we say so much against TCU.
And again, there are basically 8 players, possibly 7 only, one doesn't really play, available for tonight's game. That has made practice very difficult for Coach Huey.
It really has. He said they have heavy film sessions, about 30 to 45 minutes, to try to get those mental reps because you can't necessarily get all of those on the floor with such limited numbers.
So the practice guys are involved in just about every shooting drill, so they've been a real key this year. After the air ball, TCU can up their advantage. Van Lith, baseline drive, is going to draw the contact and the foul.
And Van Lith does such a good job of using those head fakes because you saw 2 defenders reacted to her head fake, and that allowed her to take that baseline attack.
If you want to listen to one of the best press conferences ever, listen to Haley Van Lith after that West Virginia game. She was phenomenal, talking about everything, her relationship with Coach Campbell, coming to TCU, her faith, and also about basketball. She said, if people want to double me, that's fine.
Because she does such a good job of making decisions off of the doubles. And I think that's the maturity that she's grown into because, we saw K-State trapping her a lot and they were a little frazzled. But again, she's upped her level since then.
She has become a true playmaker, Haley Van Lith, averaging 5.5 assists a game, 4th best in the Big 12. Houston 0 for 3 to start the game off. TCU has hit their last 3 field goal attempts to have this 9-0 advantage.
And we talk about Houston suspending their 94 feet, but Donovan Hunter's already had 2 deflections so far in this game. And so she's going to get up in Houston.
From the outside, the 3 is rattled by Gigi Cook.
And Gigi Cook, she's shooting just about 29% from the 3-point line. Doesn't take a ton of them, but able to knock it down for Houston.
Now, last game versus Arizona, she was on fire from the outside, hit 3 of 3. By the way, that 9-0 run to open the game was the longest scoring run to open a game in Big 12 play. 2nd longest of the season. They had a 13-0 run against FIU earlier this year. And Houston comes back, hitting their last 2 field goal attempts. That was much needed, and that is Layla Blair.
And you're going to see that a lot. Layla Blair is going to get shots up off the bounce, especially in that shoot area right at the top of the key.
One thing Coach Huey is really aware of is when TCU starts hitting the 3, that's what separates them from the rest of the team. Hunter, nice cut. Has it knocked away. Ball is loose. Still loose. Van Lith comes up with it. She's almost tied up. And Houston scrappily gets the basketball. On the drive, and Madison Conner is going to be called for the foul on Gigi Cook. That was a lot of effort on both teams.
You for sure say wanting to get on the floor, get those 50-50 balls, and the refs are letting them play it out. Nobody really got it tied up really well. And so that's why you see Houston down there just trying to get a hand on it. They're going to be scrappy.
Taylor Bigby and Aaliyah Robertson checked into the lineup for TCU. Summer Bostic, number 8. The sophomore from Toronto, Canada, who started her career at Maryland, checking in for Houston. I thought one of the funniest lines Coach Huey said yesterday, he goes, I told our players, go out. If you make a mistake, I can't take you out.
And, a lot of players, they get scared about that. If I make a mistake, I'm going to get subbed out. I'm going to have to go sit down. But like you're saying, they're coming out here. They're playing because they have nothing to lose.
Big 12 play. Houston has taken 2 less free throw attempts than their opponent. And when you're this shorthanded, you've got to make your free throws. Gets the second. So it was a 9-0 lead by TCU to start the game. Houston now on a 7-0 run over the last 67 seconds. Van Lith, nice switch by Boston. Van Lith just takes her off the dribble easily with a left-handed layup.
And you talked about in the press conference, Haley Van Lith talking about her game. West Virginia gave her a lot of one-on-one opportunities. And although she is a playmaker, she's finding her teammates. She's a dog. She's going to get downhill and score off the one-on-one.
That is what's been really impressive is watch her growth as a playmaker, but also that one-on-one. The shot by Blair off the mark. TCU the rebound, and they throw it away. Pull-up jumper rattled home by Gigi Cook, and she's got 6.
Houston gets about 14.6 points off of turnovers, so TCU's got to be aware that those mistakes are going to turn into points for Houston.
Now they put Cook on Van Lith, and Van Lith almost took her to school. Robertson, the rebound, tied up, and they're going to say it's a jump ball. It'll be TCU on the possession arrow. Well, when Coach Huey said that they were going to be scrappy and play with intensity for 40 minutes, so far he's been right.
He really has. They're trying to get possessions where they can, and that's exactly what they need to do.
Sedona Prince from the right side.
And I think Sedona's always at her best when she goes out and seeks the contact and doesn't shy away from it.
Which is what you've been talking about this whole season. Bostic, back over to McFarland. Rattles it home. Madison Conner with a rebound.
Again, really good job by Haley Van Lith again to recognize that her defender's arms were down. And it's this famous saying, hand down, man down.
Exactly. Double figures all but 2 games for Haley Van Lith, and the lead back to 7. Already with 7 points, Haley. I like how TCU extends their defense. Blair, no place to go. Plenty of time on the shot clock. That prayer's not going to be answered by Love. Got it back inside, rejected by Prince.
And that's a good one for the confidence, getting the other team to call a timeout. TCU able to just keep their hands up, block that without fouling, getting Madison Conner to her sweet spot and knocking down the 3.
Madison Conner, 16 games, at least 4 3-pointers made, tops in the NCAA. But it was a simple play that a lot of players learn when they go to basketball camps. Back east, we went to the ABC camp. That little jab step pump fake got the defender on their heels.
And it keeps the defender honest because she can take her off the dribble, but you know that she's going to knock down a 3. You can't kind of let them know exactly what you're going to do every time. And so she's, again, like you said, letting the gut game come to her and taking what she's given.
Now TCU, they started the game on a 9-0 run. They're on an 8-0 run, and for the second time in this game, they've hit their last 3 field goal attempts. And the lead is 10. Here's Gigi Cook out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Didn't play last year because of an injury. Jump shot knocked down by Merchant. When Kiera Merchant is on, she is really good.
She really is. She's a 3-layer scorer. And again, they're going to need a lot of players to contribute, 4 to be in double figures.
Van Lith again blows by the defense for the easy layup. The quickness has Houston confused.
And as much as they want to defend her, they're letting her go to her strong left-hand side. And she's going to continue to take advantage of that.
Out front, Blair out of Houston, Texas. This is her COVID year. Shot going to be an air ball. Leilani Augmund is checked into the lineup. Number 0, playing with the mask on. Broke her nose against Baylor. Had to have surgery. Deasia Merrill. Bangs inside off the glass. Got it.
I love how hyped Deasia Merrill got in there. She took her time and she waited to see what Peyton McFarland was going to do and see what side she's on before she made that spin move.
Well, Mark Campbell gave her a lot of kudos in that press conference after West Virginia. Said she's been in the fight, she's grinded, and she's worked hard.
And another thing he noticed, like, she doesn't know how much she's going to play per night, you know, when you're behind Sedona, but always ready when her name is called.
Robertson launches the 3, no. And they're going to say it belongs to Houston. Good hustle, though, by Gigi Cook. Madison Connor's going to come in. Van Lith's going to go out. Love back in for Houston. That's a nice move by Merrill.
And again, the pump fake to get McFarland up a little bit and off balance before Deasia decided to go up.
Now Houston's got to get some offense going. They've lost 10 in a row. Their last win back on January the 14th when they upset Oklahoma State, 79-76. But that losing streak doesn't really tell the whole story. They've had 3 losses in single digits. And a lot of the games, they were in it until the last 4 or 5 minutes.
And that's one thing that, you know, Coach Huey said he's really proud of his team is that they haven't been blowouts. And yes, they've turned into losses, but they're going to compete for 40 minutes.
Uno Jovanovic playing in her last regular season home game. On the drive, Taylor Biggs.
Bigby does such a good job with taking those long steps to finish on that left-hand side and kind of block herself off so it doesn't get blocked.
Oh, the last 2+ games now, Taylor Bigby, 7 of 8 from the floor. Not too bad. Dribble penetration. The foul's going to be called. Gigi Cook trying to make something happen going baseline.
And just a swipe, swing through. Been able to finish on that left-hand side. I think she's really settled into kind of her role coming off the bench. And I think, you know, different type of players sometimes want to see what's going on and then see how they can impact the game. And then some players do really good from the start in setting the tone. But I think she's kind of settled in and, you know, seeing her best self when she's coming off the bench.
You look at her shooting the last 2 games. That's the best stretch she's had since Baylor, Iowa State during the regular season. Gigi Cook at the line. She has been the iron horse of this Houston team. 3 games she has played 40 or more minutes.
And to have the stamina to be able to do so, especially not getting a lot of practice reps and, you know, to keep that up. Kudos to her. Absolutely.
TCU's hit 6 of their last 7. Final 15 seconds here in the opening quarter. Bigby, Jovanovic. 7 to shoot. Una takes it strong, misses the layup. Rebound pulled away by Augmund. Throws it up at the buzzer off the side of the glass. Not going to be good. But TCU ends the first quarter hitting number 8 in the net rankings. 18-0 in home. Trying to become the 2nd team in TCU history to run the table on their home streak. TCU swarming defense, forcing the turnover. That'll only be the 3rd against Houston. But Houston has to value every possession. I don't think there's any question about it. You go back to what Coach Huey told us, they got to shoot 40%. They're at 27 right now.
And I think TCU is doing a really good job of making it hard. And so while Houston has taken care of the ball, like you said, they're not valuing possessions because they're not getting into the actions that they want to get into. It's more a lot of one-on-one play.
Donovan Hunter's checked back in. Haley Van Lith also back into the lineup. Van Lith already with 9 in the ball game. Here's the turnover. Leilani Ogman. That's going to be an offensive foul. That'll be on Ogman.
And that's how you get back after a turnover, putting your body on the line for your team and taking a charge.
Here it is again. Ogman, very talented. And they've been sliding a little bit.
Yeah.
But the call was made. Ogman, like her cousin Stacey Ogman, played at UNLV in the NBA. Very good defensive player. Madison Connor launches the 3, this time off the mark. Prince had great position on the inside, and the foul's going to be called on McFarland. That puts Houston in a bind because Coach Huey told us if McFarland gets in foul trouble, the big bodies are limited in Houston.
Very limited, and that's what you've got to put to Sedona. And if you try to send multiple players, again, you risk the fouling game when you don't have a lot of bodies.
And Sedona will go to the line. Number 4 in blocks in the NCAA and blocks per game. In her career, 5-time Big 12 Player of the Week, 3 times this season. Boy, what a January she had. 7 straight games of 20 points. That's the best in TCU history, men or women.
That's so impressive.
Yeah.
So impressive for the consistency. And, you know, we talked to her before the game, and she said this year she's focused on staying healthy and being consistent. And thus far, she's done both.
I think she's definitely done that. Blair's got to give it up. Ogman out front. Ogman will launch the floater. Feet were moving, couldn't get it to go. And TCU can up this 14-point advantage. Again, the big showdown. That'll be Sunday at 5:30 down in Waco. Baylor playing great basketball right now. Sedona Prince got in front of Peyton McFarland. Nothing McFarland could do.
That's the 4th offensive rebound for TCU. And so Houston's got to take one out of TCU's book. They're boxing out. They're letting the ball drop before they even go and get it. It's getting down to those fundamentals.
Blair so far has been quiet. Only 1 for 4 shooting for Houston. Cook may have wiggled the feet, didn't get it. McFarland trying to push Sedona Prince out of the way, not able to do it. Here comes Connor. Van Lith, beautiful pump fake, pull-up jumper. Offensive rebound and lost by Agnes Eminoku. It'll be Houston's basketball. Lily Love back into the game for the Cougars.
Agnes always on that offensive glass. That one just slipped out of her hands, but she's always in the right place at the right time.
Agnes Eminoku, 6 double-digit rebound games this season. We said at the beginning of the year she would probably be the backbone of this team, and I think that's been the case. Prince was going for the block, but a foul's going to be called. And our officials, Eric Bruton, the crew chief, Chuck Gonzalez, and Natasha Gammy. And at the line, it's going to be Layla Blair. 6 games she has played 40 or more minutes, including 2 of the last 3.
And I don't know if people understand how hard that is for her. She's their leading scorer last year and this year. So everybody's going to game plan for her. So having to play for 40 minutes and then on both sides of the ball being so tough, you know, really hats off to her in her 5th year and what she's done at Houston.
Donovan Hunter from the outside.
And Houston showed zone right there, but TCU can shoot out of the zone. And Donovan Hunter showed.
Here's Donovan Hunter, elite defensive player. Agnes Eminoku lost it, but TCU will have it. Donovan Hunter getting the start the last 3 games. Mark Campbell calls her an elite defender and passer.
And again, there's the energy and the confidence that you can kind of see for her grow throughout the season. And again, she's really finding her way here in March.
Boy, Madison Connor. She was able to get McFarland on her hip, not able to finish, but she did her work early on McFarland. Merchant's pull-up jumper, and she gets the kind bounce.
Merchant shooting just about 38% from the floor. Again, about 9 points per game is what she contributes.
Van Lith gets away from the defense. Now picked up by Cook. She has burned 3 different Cougars driving the ball today. Lost the handle. Merchant. Coach Uli says she's an overthinker. We don't want her to get bogged down because Kiera Merchant, when she plays free, she can play great. Foul's going to be on Donovan Hunter. That'll be her second personal foul. Madison Connor also with 2 fouls. And Leilani Ogman back into the lineup. They're going to give McFarland a little bit of a break. I guess when Prince goes out, you know McFarland's going to come out.
And I think that's a good strategy to have, to just get her, because she's been banging down there with Prince.
Layla Blair, catch, shoot, buries it. Her second basket of the afternoon, or the night. Oh, I tell you what, West Virginia was the only the second game without a 3-pointer made. The other was Iowa State, where she went 0 for 1. She can get her shot anytime she wants. She doesn't force it.
Not at all. You know, at home, she's about four threes a game. She's already at 3 here in the first 15 minutes.
Hogman, it looked good when it left her hand. Merchant fights for the rebound. They stepped out of bounds, and it'll be TCU's basketball. Robertson comes back into the lineup. Agnes Eminopu will go out. TCU with a 16-point advantage comes back into the lineup. Agnes Eminopu will go out. TCU with a 16-point advantage. Their biggest lead has been 18. Houston has not led in this game. Best they've done was a 7-0 run early in that first quarter.
Again, it was a beautiful pass by Madison Connor to get it right in Big B's shooting pocket, so she didn't have to do anything but go straight up. Well,
Big B's got 5 points. The team is 12-0 when she scores 9. Merrill inside with the left hand. No. Rebound pulled away by Merchant. Up to Blair. Quickly picked up by Bigby. Merrill pulls down the rebound. Every time I think of Merrill, I think of the great game she did when Sedona Prince got in foul trouble at Iowa State. Held the fort down.
Schollmeyer Arena had erupted. Again, just so happy for the way that Deasia Merrill is playing. And then you've got Haley knocking down threes early for TCU.
And it's a 41-19 lead now. Haley Van Lith already in double figures with a dozen. She is on fire. A 9-0 run over the last 149, and they could add to it.
TCU forcing Houston to take tough shots.
Watch how quickly Merrill got down the floor. Got double teamed as soon as she got down there. Whistle and a foul is going to be called. But that was impressive. And we've talked about how much
make them more uncomfortable on that three-point line. Push them out, give them some contact so they're not just in rhythm.
Well, Houston still with no points in the paint to TCU's 14. Deep shot outside. The 3 won't find the net by Love, the graduate out of Kansas City. Spent some time at Louisville and Georgia Tech.
Kind of like, because they missed a wide open Aaliyah Robertson cutting to the basket, but Haley Van Lith's got the hot hand from behind the 3 thus far.
Haley Van Lith, she's got 3 from beyond the arc. Haley Van Lith, just a competitor, hates losing. Robertson runs the court well, has it blocked from behind by Blair. That'll bring Sedona Prince back into the lineup with 2:29 to play before halftime.
TCU's really trying to get the ball up the floor. You'll see finding Aaliyah Robertson, but Houston's not giving up on those plays. They're hustling back, and there's been 2 possessions where they've been able to knock the ball out or get a block, so it's not as an easy bucket for TCU.
Oh, Haley Van Lith came into this game with 2,441 career points.
And that's one person you don't want to leave open. She's shooting 58% from the 57% from the 3 over her last 19 games. So when 23 has it from behind the arc, it's about surefire.
Right, coming off the season high 18 versus Arizona. She was 4 of 6 from 3 in that ball game. And the lead has ballooned. Again, a TCU win. They secure a top 2 spot in the Big 12 tournament, get a double bye. Setting up a winner-take-all game on Sunday afternoon in Waco against the Bears. Boy, that is going to be a whale of a basketball game. Foster Pavilion is going to be rocking.
Such a dynamic scorer for TCU. And again, the consistency of shooting that 3 and knocking those down is the next level of Haley's game. And that's something that she works hard on. She's always out here shooting before the game, getting ready. And so for it to translate to the games is a really good sight for TCU.
The 3rd time this season she's had 4 or more field goal attempts. Finally, the 4-minute and 56-second scoring drought ends for Houston. But final 40 seconds, what a first half for the Horned Frogs, shooting 56%, but 63% from 3. Prince shows her outside game, hit her first 3-pointer ever of the season against West Virginia last game. Somebody take Haley Van Lith to Vegas.
They called that one a 2 with her foot on the line, but a heat check nonetheless.
21 points for Haley Van Lith, a 21-2 run, and TCU was going to add to it. Van Lith, oh, she thought she had it. I think everybody in Schollmeyer thought she had it.
To bring every single day, and it's just a process that took others a little bit longer, but again, they're raising their level of play and stepping up with their teammates.
Haley Van Lith, 20 points in the ball game. Her season high is 28. I expect Houston to come out with everything they've got. It's going to be knocked out.
Coach Huey encouraging his team. You'll see right there how they trap. That's the trap that we're used to seeing for Houston.
Well, you talk about 94 feet of heat. Coach Huey's teams have always done that. Injuries have hurt them this year. Prince got bellied up, took the contact, and followed it up. Prince now with 8 points, 5 rebounds. 12 double-doubles already this season. 25 here at TCU in 2 years. The 3, nothing but net. Gigi Cook.
And that's what Houston needs. They did not shoot a good percentage in the first half, and so they've got to get some quality shots up.
Well, Gigi Cook, who averaged only 2.2 points a game in Maryland, now with a career high, averaging 12 a game. Fighting hard as Merchant can't get it. It'll be Houston's basketball. Good hustle play, though.
The corner 3 there for Cook. That's her 2nd of the game.
She's got a sweet shot. I think if you're Coach Huey right now, you're telling your team at halftime, listen, are we going to make up a 30-point deficit against the number 10 team in the country? Probably not. But show me who wants to play on our senior day.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You know, show them who you are. And, you know, you are shorthanded, and that's fine, but that doesn't affect your effort. Nice
rejection. Gigi Cook with the block. Houston looks to push it. The 3 on the way. We've got a whistle.
It would have been her 3rd in the game, but they said she traveled.
Boy, she was moving at the speed of sound. Here, Coach Huey. Had that little hop.
Yeah, she's trying to get her feet set.
Eric Bruton made the call. He doesn't make very many bad calls. I got to say that because he's a friend of mine.
Yeah, we'll trust him.
Yeah, we'll trust him. His wife is an assistant coach in Middle Tennessee, so if he messes a call up, I'm sure she lets him know. Middle Tennessee, by the way, big game versus Liberty. That might decide the conference title and number 1 seed in their tournament. Rick Insel does a great job at Middle.
I couldn't even see it because Mark Campbell's standing right in front of us, but all I saw is her follow through, and I already knew that it was going in.
Madison Connor's taken 8 shots. All of them have been 3. She's made 4 of them. 16 games now, at least 4 3-pointers made for Madison Connor this season. She's in double figures. Shot clock inside of 7. Love tries to kick it out. Shot clock at 2. They're going to have to yank a shot up. And Manopu with a rejection. Here comes Donovan Hunter with Haley Van Lith right beside her. Connor will set things up. They gave her too much space. Didn't make them pay. Hunter kept it alive. And then Sedona with the pass off Donovan Hunter's face. Madison Connor makes sure she's okay. And when she hit the table, she had the biggest grin on her face, smiling. Blair saw the double inside. Nice pass inside to McFarland.
That was a beautiful pass, just putting it where Sedona couldn't get it. McFarland able to finish that play.
McFarland coming in averaging just 6 points a game, and one of the keys for this Houston team going back to the beginning of the year that they needed McFarland to establish herself in the paint. Hasn't done that tonight. That's going to be a reaching in foul.
Kiara Merchant, she's a really dangerous on-ball defender. They got her on the foul right there, but she always has active hands on the defensive end, trying to come up with some steals.
Kiara Merchant was a big-time high school player, averaged 26 and 11. Last game versus Arizona, she played all 45 minutes. Madison Connor floats left, shoots right. Prince, the rebound, keeps the ball high, can't get it to go. Here comes Merchant. 4 double-figure games this season. Just a sophomore, has a great future for the Cougars. And Blair, number 3 in Houston history in points, number 1 in Houston history in three-pointers made. Can't get that one to roll.
And such a tough shot. They're not giving Blair anything.
Now TCU has hit only 1 of their last 7 shots. They triple team on Prince, and she is going to be fouled. If you throw the ball up that high and she's got her hands up, there's not a whole lot you can do.
There really isn't. And again, she's going to, because she can shoot that little 5, 7, 10-foot jumper, you know, she has options, whether if she wants to attack the basket off of that or just go straight up.
Foul was on Merchant. That was her second personal foul, and here is Sedona Prince at the line. Playing her last regular season home game for TCU, or 2 years for the Horned Frogs. Prince now 1 rebound away from a double-double. At home, Prince has been tough. Averaged 19.5 points and over 9 rebounds a game. Tough fall away. Prince kind of misdirected that a little bit. TCU's got it. Coach Campbell saying, hurry up, move it up the court.
Really good second effort there by Aaliyah Roberson.
Van Lith. Van Lith taking a couple people off the dribble. This time she goes right, was going left the first pass. Shot clock at 7. Madison Connor. Shot clock at 4. Beautiful cut. Robertson on the inside.
And Robertson does such a good job of cutting to the basket. And even though the shot clock was winding down, Bigby had her head up so that she can find her teammates and not being rushed by that shot clock winding down.
Pull-up jumper by Blair. They gave her space, and she makes them pay. Blair goes into double figures with 11 in the ball game.
And with Blair, you've got to go over those screens because she is head hunting her shot, able to find 15 feet.
And Haley Van Lith.
Usually it's Van Lith to Sedona Prince, but right now it was the other way around. And they have such great dynamic and chemistry in that pick and roll.
Haley Van Lith, her 12th 20-point game. She's already had her 3rd game of 4 or more three-pointers made. I think she's just saying, yeah, I deserve that Big 12 Player of the Week.
She's worked hard all season long, and it's always nice to be recognized.
This time Van Lith didn't buy the pump fakes, and Sedona Prince may have gotten a piece of that one. Augman pulls it away. Deep in the corner, the 3 over Haley Van Lith, buried by Cook.
And she is finding nothing but the net behind that red line.
Well, she's only missed 2 of her 5 shots from 3. Van Lith lost the handle. McFarland had it, and then a foul is going to be called, and I think that's going to be on Sedona Prince. And with that, we're going to take a break. Back from what was a surprisingly easy win for TCU.
Yeah, I was really surprised by the lack of effort that, West Virginia had. They usually come in and, really swarming. They didn't have that against TCU.
Madison Connor with a quick touch pass inside to Merrill, and Merrill is mad at herself. And the reason she's mad at herself is she works on this every day before the game starts.
And again, post players, as a guard, sometimes they're looking for their shots all the time. And so you're not always looking to get it to your post player. And so when they do get the ball, they'd like to be rewarded.
I just like the pass from Madison Connor. Been talking about that the whole year, how her passing is underrated. Here is Merrill, 4 years at Georgia State. Played 100 games there. Started her career at Kentucky, but was injured her freshman year. Wasn't able to play. Actually didn't get to TCU until June. Wasn't able to practice until August. And before the season even started, she got in great shape. She lost over 30 pounds.
And I think that really, is a great thing for her because she's able to get up and down in the floor, with the style of play that TCU has.
Turned around by Love. That was sweet. Coming off a double-double versus Arizona, hit the game-tying 3, which forced overtime. From Love tonight, not doing so well.
And, when we talked to Coach Huey, he said that he really wants her to step up. She can do more. He said she could have 20, 10, 4 steals, 5 assists. But, again, getting bogged down when she misses a few shots.
And she's missed 7 of her 8 shots. Jovanovic has to give it up. Madison Connor at the buzzer. Almost got it. Offensive rebound, put back. Una Jovanovic.
Coach Campbell was screaming again to make themselves available to her with the shot clock winding down, but Una able to get that second chance opportunity.
Una has played in only 3 of the last 9 games prior to tonight. Hasn't scored a whole lot, only 7 points the last 4 games. Blair can't get the bounce, Merrill the rebound with 1:40 to play in the third. Una Jovanovic is the epitome of a team player. Last year was thrust into the role, had a big Big 12 tournament against Oklahoma State. Role diminished this year, but you never hear her complain. Always out there working.
Not at all. And when she comes in, she's so steady. She's the same player that she was last year as she is this year, despite, the drop in her playing time. And so those are the type of people that you want on your team.
Foul was on Love, by the way. That is her first personal foul. There's a good shot at Una. Her parents immigrated from Yugoslavia in the 90s. Her mom part of Yugoslavia under-18 track. Una played soccer up until her teen years, knocked out. And TCU will have it. Kanisha Godfrey has checked into the lineup. Good to see KG in there. Only 1 Big 12 game. This is her second. Jovanovic. Nice defense by Love, forcing the turnover.
Again, just using her length there against Jovanovic.
TCU has only outscored Houston by 1 in this quarter, but doesn't tell the whole story because they had such a big lead in that first half. 60 seconds left in the third. Blair, nice move, up and under, got it. Blair's got 13.
Using those counter moves, was able to get KG up in the air and just kind of hang and hit that 10-foot jumper.
125-plus starts in her career at Houston, most in Houston history. Got 1 more game. She'll be honored on Senior Day in their final contest. Merrill, great position. Inside, got away from the defense. Merrill's got 5.
Beautiful pass there from Una. And Deja able to release from that contact to go up and get the ball and just the easy finish.
In case you haven't checked, Jade, I'm a big fan of Merrill.
Me too.
I just watched, I would get here 2-3 hours before the game, and she is always working hard on her game.
Coach Campbell says that, she's one of the best communicators that they have on their team. On the last defensive possession, you can hear her with our monitors on, calling out the defensive principles, helping out her teammates.
I talked before the game. I said mixed emotions, final home game. As Jovanovic knocks it and gets a big smile, and she goes, we still got a lot of basketball left. Well, tonight they've got 10.
Most of the scoring, but, there's been such a balanced attack here tonight for TCU.
And just to kind of put a bow on the touching of the ball in the paint, 89.6% of TCU's offense comes from post touches. The three-pointers made, twos, and also free throws. So they got to at least get a touch, and coaches talk about that all the time.
And it just really opens up the floor because you have to, as a defender, you have to really defend the paint, and so that leads to other things and other options.
Yep.
Madison Connor, there's her 5th three of the night, 5 of 11 from behind the arc.
6th game of 5 or more three-pointers made for Madison Connor. Of course, the seniors are going to get honored after the game. It's always a dilemma. You always talk to coaches. Do we do it before the game? Well, I don't know. People will be down. We do it halftime? Well, I'm not sure. We do it after the game? You got to hope you win.
Exactly.
You don't want your senior night after a loss.
Yeah, but I also think that, the game is the most important thing. And so,
right.
We focus on that, and then we can, talk about the seniors and honor them. Because despite how the results of the last game is, they've put time and work in every single day.
Madison Connor picked up her 3rd personal foul as Gigi Cook goes to the line for Houston. Houston did play better in that 3rd quarter. Gigi Cook was a 4-star recruit out of high school.
And she tore her ACL, and so she didn't play last year. But, watching film of her and watching her tonight, you can't tell.
Right.
She has a brace on her knee, but just the effort that she puts out and at the speed that she plays, you wouldn't be able to tell she was out last year.
Una for 3, no. Sedona tried to keep it alive. Prince, by the way, still 1 rebound away from a double-double. She's got 11 points and 9 rebounds in the ballgame. Blair, no place to go. Prince chases her. Good defense, Sedona.
Yeah.
And McFarland's going to be fouled.
Great defense. Agnes and Sedona got switched off, so Sedona's on Blair. And she knew that Blair was taking her away from the basket to try to spin back, and was able to just stay solid.
Pull-up jumper, nice job by Blair. Blair's got 15 in the ball game for the graduate out of Houston, Texas. Here is Haley Van Lith. 22 points in the ball game, 6 off her season high. Make it 4.
Season high of 28, like you said. And again, she's showing up here for her senior night. And I think the best basketball, the numbers at Louisville, were the best of her career.
Right.
But I think just her comfortability here at TCU, the system that they run here at TCU, I think she's playing her best basketball.
I agree with that. Her 26 versus West Virginia were the most points she had since February 2nd. Blair over Van Lith, can't get it. Nice job. Agnes Eminopu. Natalie Mazurek will check into the lineup. Hasn't played the last 3 games, and TCU continues to pour it on.
Madison Connor found Sedona Prince getting down the floor there. Sedona, Haley, and Madison are the 3rd highest scoring trio in the nation.
Yep.
48.4 points per game.
Sedona Prince goes for the block. That would have been her 2nd of the ball game. She's whistled for the foul. Pretty lethal trio, those 3.
See right there, just getting down the floor, challenging her defender. And like you said, yeah, the lethal combo of the big 3, they really, have built this program to what it is this year and really let it on their back. A lot more basketball to be played, hopefully. But again, they've really shown out for their last year.
Now Sedona Prince is being taken out of the ball game. She won't get her double-double. I'll be surprised if we see her the last 6:46. Why take a chance when you got that big battle coming up Sunday at 5:30 in Waco?
Exactly.
McFarland gets the second. .6:35 to play. The lead is 36. Largest margin of victory, by the way, in Big 12 play for TCU was 40. Points 96. Field goals 35. They're 6 away from that. Here's Madison Connor. Backs up, launches the three. No. Merrill tried to touch it. Ends up into the hands of Houston's Lily Love.
Houston trying to get into some offense and get a quality possession.
Inside, that time banging away is McFarland. They wanted her to do that early on.
And you'll see they're going to her. Sedona's on the bench, and so they're going into McFarland trying to see what she can do against Deasia Merrill.
There's Madison Connor out front. A beautiful dish to Merrill, can't finish it out. Whistle and a foul is going to be called. Madison Connor would have gotten her 4th assist of the ball game.
And again, you see just Deasia Merrill frustrated not being able to finish those, but was able to get her own rebound and get herself to the free throw line.
And TCU, one of the favorite players in TCU is Madison Connor, is going to come out. 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists in the ball game for Maddie. Ella Hamlin's checked into the lineup. She has become the crowd favorite. Has only played in 1 Big 12 game. That was versus Central Florida, where she was part of the walk-on story last season, and Coach Campbell giving her a scholarship just a few weeks ago. But he said back in November, she shows up at weightlifting every practice, was here in the summer. She's done everything this team has asked her to do, the sophomore out of Granbury, Texas. Banging her way on the inside is Merchant. Merchant has got a half a dozen.
And, you know, she came on this program, you know, kind of in the same situation that Houston's in right now, injury-ridden, and again, just decided to give her time and give her effort to this program for it to be the best that it can be.
And again, TCU looking for their 700th career win in their history. Inside, Mazarek with 2.
It's a beautiful find from big to big, Mazarek, or from Deasia Merrill to Mazarek.
That's only her 6th field goal made this season as we go inside of 4:45 to play in the ball game. Whistle and a foul is going to be called. I think that's going to be on Hamlin. And with that, TCU met here in Fort Worth back on January the 26th. TCU won 80-75. That broke a 35-year, 37-game losing streak to the Bears of Baylor. But playing down in Waco is a different story.
It really is. Their fan base shows up and shows out and makes it so tough. Turnover there by Madison Connor, giving Houston another chance. Again, they've got to take advantage of these turnovers for TCU. There haven't been a ton, only 7, which is below their average. But again, when you got those extra possessions, you have to take advantage.
And a foul is going to be called. Haley Van Lith is actually going to come back into the ballgame. In case you just joined us, the story was in the first half. TCU leading 52-21 at halftime after outscoring Houston 27-8 in the third. Houston's played better in the second half, but you're down that much against a top 10 team. That's tough sledding.
It really is, you know. And like Coach Huey said, they have to shoot 40% and have 4 players in double figures. for them to be able to compete. And right now, that's not where they are. They've got 2 in double figures, and for the game, shooting at 33%. So it's been a tough day here in Fort Worth.
Yes, it has. Well, we tip our hat, though, to Ron Huey, playing games with just 6 players. Playing games with just 7 players. And his team just getting overwhelmed by a talented TCU team.
And, being as a coach, being able to adapt your style to, what you have available, that's a tough thing as well, because, you have to change your expectations. Like you said, not playing defense 94 feet, but that's what you're known for.
9 straight games, at least 1 3-pointer made for Agnes.
Agnes has been quiet on the offensive end tonight. 6 rebounds throughout the game, though.
And Houston comes back and answers again. Gigi Cook, she's doing her part tonight. She's got 21 in the ball game.
And 4 of 6 behind the 3-point line.
So that makes her 7 of 9 in the last 2 games from 3. Van Lith, quick move on Augman. Augman got a piece of it, but also got a piece of Haley Van Lith. So TCU is going to get the win. They will secure one of the top 2 seeds in the Big 12 tournament and get the double bye. Van Lith showing quickness tonight. TCU will also get their 27th win, move to 15-2 in Big 12 conference play. They'll hold on to that number 8 net rating.
And it's a Wednesday night. TCU's got the fans out. This season, they've had a 27% increase in total fan attendance since last year. Again, they've really turned this program around, and Fort Worth has definitely come out to support them.
Now, the West Virginia game, the atmosphere was electric. Almost 5,500 people inside of Schollmeyer Arena. That's going to be an offensive foul called on Gigi Cook.
And I think that's part of TCU going with the game plan, going over on screens for Layla Blair.
Right.
And and so Houston's trying to adapt to that and trying to get her open, and that's how they got that moving screen.
And Houston will end up their season on the drive, Agnes Eminopu. But the Cougars will end up their season on Sunday, March 2nd. That'll be at 2 o'clock at home, and they'll be honoring their seniors in that game. TCU's hit 5 of their last 7 shots, but Houston not bad, 4 of their last 5. Go inside of 2 minutes, whistle and a foul by Madison Connor, and that'll be her 4th personal foul.
And Houston's been trying to attack the glass and get themselves to the free throw line, but Agnes Eminopu saw she had a lane, took it strong, finishing. She's got 5 points here in the 4th quarter.
Now this win will also match their best finish 13 seasons in the Big 12, dating back to 2019-2020. Just the 2nd team to run the table at home in 48 years. Last time 2008, 2009. And TCU's history now will say wins 700 for the Horned Frog women. Final 140. Van Lith wanted the 3. Van Lith 26 points in the ball game. Had 20 in the first half. Mass substitution for Coach Campbell. Next break in the action. On the drive, though, the follow. Good job, Peyton McFarland.
And just sticking with it, knowing that Sedona was going to be out of position for that rebound because she went for the block.
Peyton McFarland, the only player to start all 27 games for the Cougars. Jovanovic. Off the glass, kissing it softly. And a timeout's going to be called to bring the starters in.
Had the seniors, being able to
this whole year with his great notes. Had to give him a big shout out. The outstanding sports information director here at TCU. Thank you, Jada, for putting up with me another year.
Of course, you're my favorite partner.
You're just saying that. You just like my corny jokes.
He gives the dad joke.
Oh, I'm good at dad jokes. Merrill inside. She's got 9 in the ball game. Final 20 seconds. TCU and Baylor for the Big 12 #1 seed and regular season title. Sunday, 5:30. Foster Pavilion in Waco. Blair from the outside, no. Merrill the rebound, and that's going to do it. What a season for TCU. What a